Let me start today's lecture on this straddle, currency straddle. Actually, I think I already went over the basic concept on this currency straddle in the last week class. But from here, let me follow the contents from your textbook, right? The situation is here. We have two options, call and put, right? Premium for both options are different. This 0.03, I will read this 3 cents. So 3 cents for call option, and this 0.02 is 2 cents, right? In American dollar denomination, that's 2 cents. The premium for put option is 2 cents. At last, strike price for both options are the same, $1.05, right? So to construct a long straddle, you have to purchase both options, right? You become a buyer. The buyer would purchase both a euro call and put option, right? Exercise price gonna be per 1 euro. It will be $1.05. But for buying both options, it costs 3 cents and 2 cents and 5 cents, right? And let's think about, by the way, we have the terminology, right? The call option is in the money means, by the way, the antonym of in the money will be out of the money, right? For call option, payoff is like this one. If you look at only call, right? The distance under this zero axis will be 3 cents minus 3 cents, right? Exercise price will gonna be $1.05. The break-even point, let's denote this as X is exercise price, plus C will gonna be 1.5 plus 0.3 gonna be 1.08. This will be break-even point. We can denominate break-even point like this one, X plus C. That's about for core. In the money, what I'm saying, the area where you want to exercise call option, thus you become profitable. This is in the money. The other area from this pivotal point, which is kink at the exercise price, left hand side become out of the money. Out of the money means your call option is of no use, right? You just ignore the premium 3 cents you paid already, because it's better for you to give up the exercise of call option. In the money, it's worthwhile to exercise the call option. By the way, the kink point, we call this is at the money. So at the money, initial, if I just write this way, ATM, like the cash machine. In the money, I can write ITM. Out of the money, OTM. That's pretty much user way to write down. Let me erase the writing I made it there. So here for the straddle, you both call and put option at the same time. The payoff graph I will check once again in the next slide. But before I move to the next slide, let's just see and try to understand what this table from your textbook is saying about the payoff for this straddle. For straddle, you bought a call, thus you own a call, and the same way you own a put too. The exercise price is $1.05 right here. If the final price on the expiration day ends at exercise price, you're gonna lose 5 cents. But we can separate that 5 cents into each option. You lose 3 cents from buying call option. You lose 2 cents from buying put option. So minus 3 cents from owning call, minus 2 cents from owning a put. So your total loss will become 5 cents, right? By the way, let's say this euro dollar appreciate So spot price, someday in the future, it become $1.10. Then which option will give you pay up in positive? That will be call option. How much? The gap between spot price and exercise price will become 5 cents. By the exercise, you will earn 5 cents. But you need to consider the premium you paid for the call. How much was it? It was 3 cents. So minus 3 will give you 2 cents. That's this plus 2. What about put option? Put option is out of the money. OTM. By the way, call option is in the money. What about here? Both of them stay ATM. Right? So in the money, from call option, you earn 2 cents. Right? But for the call option and put option, which became out of the money, you lose 2 cents. That's minus 2 cents. Right? Finally, you end up zero payoff. That's what it is. Right? You paid the total 5 cents. And the difference between spot and exercise price become exactly 5 cents. That's why you end up zero payoff. Then what about $1.15? $1.15, the gap between exercise price and $1.15 will be 10 cents. Minusing 3 cents for call premium, you will earn 7 cents. What about put option? You still give up exercising the put option. So you will just lose the premium you paid for in advance at the beginning. That will be minus 2 cents. Plus 3 cents and minus 2 cents, you end up 5 cents. Right, this one. And I can go over once again for this one. What about if the value of the euro ends at 95 cents? Then call option become out of the money. So you will lose call premium. But what about from the put? Now put become in the money. In the money. ITM. Then how much you can earn by the exercise? The current spot price and the gap from that to exercise price, it will become how much? 10 cents, right? 10 cents. And you need to consider the premium you paid for. That will be 2 cents, minus 2 cents. So you will earn plus 8 cents. And considering 3 cents you paid for call, you end up having 5 cents net gain. That's how this table works to compute the final payoff. That's how your textbook tells you. Now let me move to the next slide. Now from here, now we think about this one. We have a graph of payoff. So as you can see, we have 2 break-even points for long straddle position. Is this one? This from owning call. Another one from owning put. Right, this way. What about this one? Right hand side. That's the reverse of this one. So this is short position. Short straddle. By the way, the left one, we say long straddle. Right? Let me make it clear. I mean, the panel become clear. By the way, you can observe 2 break-even point. Break-even point is here, the horizontal line. The net profit to you becomes 0. We have 2 points. Let's think about how does 2 break-even point occurs, right? Exercise price is 1 of 5 cents, right? If you only think about the call, the break-even point should be lower than this one. Where it should be? X plus call option premium, then that's gonna be 103. Maybe, I'm sorry, it should be 5, I'm sorry. $1.08. Why? break-even point is $1.05 plus call option premium you paid for is 3 cents. So it should be 1.08, right? So actually, if we just think about the call option, this one should be, instead of minus 5 cents, should be minus 3 cents. And the break-even point should occur earlier than this blue one, right? Let me make it clear, right? The way we have this blue line is because as well as call, we bought the put option together, right? Buying two options, and think about the worst case. Both of them become of no use. That's at the money. If the spot price ends at exactly on the exercise price, then how much you will lose? 3 cents plus 2 cents. That's gonna be 5 cents, right? And for the right hand side, from this exercise price, call option will be in the money, but the put option become out of the money. So put option become of no use. Means only call option is valid to you. What's the pay of call option is this one. What's the slope of this one is slope 1, right? So what about the slope of this blue one? Should be 1, because only call option becomes of use, the valid, right? Slope 1 means, right? What's the slope 1? Think about the triangle. For this height and length should be the same. What about the height? It's 5 cents. Then what about the length? This is 5 cents, right? So adding 5 cents from exercise price, it will become 1.10. So the way to find out the break-even point, mathematically speaking, exercise price plus call premium plus put premium, right? That's for one break-even point. We can see another break-even point for left-hand side there, right? For this one, now call option become, for this left-hand side, become out of the money. And here, put option now become in the money. What's the pay of put option? The shape. Put option shape should be this one. What's the slope of this line? It's minus 1. 1 minus 1 means once the spot price increase 1 cent, right? Pay up first exactly 1 cent. What about slope 1? Once the spot price increase 1 cent, pay up increase by the 1 cent exactly, right? That's 1. And for increase, reduction matched up. Reduce, decrease matched up. That's minus, right? And for the left-hand side, put option become valid, meaning for the pay of put option for the long put is this one. This one will work. So that's why we have slope negative 1. What about the break-even point? If the slope is 1, meaning think about the triangle. In the same as before, the height and length should be the same. Height is 5 cents. Length should be another 5 cents. So the way we derive this one, x minus summation of 2 premium, which I paid for. X minus parenthesis C plus P. That's what this one. So X is 1 of 5. C is 3 cents. Put is 2 cents. Became 5 cents. 5 cents correspond 0.05. So we are subtracting that one. And it ends up just exactly $1. Right? What about right hand side? Let me clear all the writing I made there. Right? Now I'm going to think about this one. Actually, for this option, rider and purchaser, right? They are on the other side of the same coin. Zero-sum game. That's what I'm saying. So, as the owner of both options, if you are losing 5 cents, what about the payout to the rider? He will earn exactly 5 cents. Right? What about here? By exercising call option, let's say you got, let's say how much? You earn 2 cents. Let's suppose it's 2 cents. You paid 5 cents, so net gain will be minus 3 cents. So if your net gain become minus 3, then the net gain to the seller will be exactly the same 3 cents. Right, this one. What about the break-even point? You break it for 2 reasons, right? You lose 5 cents per purchasing, but you earn the same 5 cents by the exercise, right? Now think about the situation of the rider seller. Seller, as you exercise it, what he has to, because as you exercise, he has to deliver the underlying euro to you. What's the price for that? That's $1.10. He bought $1.10. But he delivered it to you at which price? $1.05. So 10 and 5. He will lose minus 5 cents from that exercise from you, right? By the way, he earned the loss you made, the premium. That's the same 5 cents. That will be plus to him. So adding up these two, he will end up 0, right? So in my explanation, right, the payout to the rider will be the exactly opposite that you are having, right? Let me duplicate this one to the left-hand side after I clear all the writing. So like this one. Right. Now imagine the social planner who is carrying both rider and purchaser. To him, right, every 5 cents you are losing, the rider will earn the exact same amount. The same thing for every other place. Right? Summing up, both sides pay up, right? The final one will become flat. For social planner point of view. So that's why I say the game between the rider and purchaser of call option become 0. Right? That's what I'm saying. And let me read the last one. Short currency straddle. I wrote in Korean. 다리 벌리고 서 있는 모습. 그런 것 같지 않아요? 이렇게 하면 되죠. 이게 다리, 이게 팔. Constructing a short strangle in a foreign currency, here the euro, involves selling both call and put option. Selling option, we say a shorting position. Right? Now let me move to the next slide. Now read the sentence. And this is for the background for constructing long or short straddle. Speculator who expect the pound, I'm sorry, this is not exactly matched. The previous one we are talking about euro, but here it changed British pound. But the same thing for them, foreign currency against US dollar, right? That's the same. Speculator who expect the target foreign currency either appreciate or depreciate in future substantially can buy a straddle. Thus construct a long straddle. Right? And after the construction, if the pound appreciates substantially, right, then the speculator let the put option expire, but he will exercise call option. If the other case happen, pound depreciates substantially. That's the key thing. Then speculator let the call option which became out of the money expire, but instead exercise put option that's become in the money. Right? On the other hand, another speculator may also profit from short strangle. How? Straddle, I'm sorry. The rider, right? Rider is shorting position. Believe the value of the underlying currency, could be euro or could be pound, will remain close to the exercise price until option expiration day, right? Then he will keep the leftover from the premium he received, right? Note that the straddle rider gains what straddle buyer loses. That's a zero-sum game, right? Now let me move to the next slide. Now I want to talk about the strangle. Strangle basically same as straddle in the previous slide, right? Strangle in Korean 교살. In Korean, let me speak in Korean. 교살이 목 잘라 죽이는 거예요. 목을 이렇게 꽉 쥐어가지고, right? Currency strangle are very similar, but not the same as, but very similar to the straddle, currency straddle, with one difference. Call and put option of underlying foreign currency have different exercise price. So exercise price in the case of straddle was same to both call and put option, but as it becomes strangle, the exercise price become different from with each other. Now we want to talk about long currency strangle. Strangle could be constructed in its call option has a higher exercise price than the exercise price of put option. An advantage of strangle compared to relative to a straddle is that it is cheaper to construct. Why is it? You need to recall that there is an inverse relationship between the spot price relative to strike price. Thus, the call option premium, right, as the lower the spot price relative to strike price, the option premium will become lower. Therefore, if a long straddle involves purchasing a call option which is relatively high exercise price, meaning relatively low premium, thus it should be cheaper to construct than a straddle. But everything has trade-off in the world. As it has advantage, it should have disadvantage. Strangle relative to straddle is that underlying currency has to fluctuate, meaning either appreciate or depreciate, but much more than a straddle, right? Let me move to the next slide and I will talk about more in detail. Now here, I have two options. Call option now has higher strike price than the exercise price of put option. Put option exercise price is $1.05, which is the same as in the previous straddle. Now the change, call option premium now become higher, 15 instead of 5 cents. It become 15 cents, right? By the way, here is short strangle, not long strangle, right? Call option premium on British pounds now become, how can I read this one? This is 3 cents or 0.030. This is 3 cents. What about put option premium? This is, how much is it? 1.55 cents, right? So this is a short strangle. If it were long strangle, how much it cost to you to construct the position? 4.5 cents. Mathematically speaking, that's 0.045, right? It costs 4.5 cents. 4.5 cents correspond to this one, 0.045, right? What about the payoff graph for both call and put? Purchasing call is like this one. This is going to be 1.50. Purchasing put equals, the exercise price 105, right? So we have two king here and there. Actually, we have two exercise price, which is lower one, higher one. I denoted x2, right? So we can separate into three panel, right? This is put, This is call, right? By the way, let me do on separate panel, right? Call option is this one, and put option is another one, right? So we have one exercise price, we have another exercise price there, right? And I can separate whole this area into 3 panels, right? Now think about the most left hand side, the first one, second one, and third one. For the first one, what I have, y equal minus x. I know there is something alpha for the intercept, but I don't care about intercept at this point, just the slope. What about this one? Y equal beta. And I don't care about the level of beta as I didn't care about the level of alpha. The key thing, y is flat. What about y is minus x? Adding these two, because I'm owning both sides, it will end up y equal minus x plus alpha plus beta. I still want to ignore. The key thing is minus x. That's the only thing survive. What about here? Y equal minus alpha or plus alpha. This is y equal beta. Adding these two, I will have y equal 0 times x plus alpha plus beta. I still ignore this one. Y is flat. What about last area? Y equal x plus alpha, right, from this one, right? And y equal beta. Adding these two, the key thing, y equal x plus and something else, some constants. I don't want to care about this one. The final shape for this one, what I'm saying, for this area, it will become minus 1. For this area, it will become flat. For the right hand side, it will become y equal x. By the way, at this kink point, the payoff is linked, as I did for the short and long straddle, right? So you don't need to worry about this one. So this is finally survival shape for the long strangle. What about short strangle? The reverse of this one. This one, right? And I can do this one. I made the explanation for only long call and long put side. What about short call? This is long call. Short call will be reverse of this one. Now this one was y equal x. What about this one? Y equal minus x. What about long put? Should be this one. What about short put? Will be this one. This is y equal minus x. What about this one? Y equal x. Right? I have a short put and I have a short call. We can imagine 3 panels in the same way, right? By the way, for this one, only this one, y equal x survive. For the middle one, y equals 0. For the right hand side, y equal minus x, right? Now let me go back to the original slide and make all the writing to be clear. So we end up here, right? Now let's check the level. What about here? How much does it cost to construct? I mean, it here short straddle. So how much did you receive for the premium? Because you sold both option, you take 4.5 cents. If it ends the lower exercise price, can you keep it? I can keep it from which side? Actually, it's kind of tricky. I sold the put, right? So if the price stays here or go beyond, I can keep what? The premium I received. What about call? I sold the call here, right? So for this area, from put position, there is no exercise request. And the same thing, there is no exercise request from the call option purchaser. So I just can keep this 4.5 cents between X1 and X2, higher exercise price, right? And what about below X1? Then the position I short put, I will start to lose. For every 1 cent for my payoff to the rider will become exactly that one. So slope is 1, y equal x, right? Then when I break even, so let's say this is exercise price, right? And the premium I received will be C plus P. But, let me first speak about this one. X2. X2 plus C plus P, right? As the spot price go beyond X2, I will start to lose when I break even. When my lose, canceling up the premium I receive, that's here. So this one, X1 plus C plus P. X2, I'm sorry. What about here? X1, right? This one is symmetric to here. This one slope y equal minus x. What about here? Y equal x. It doesn't sound intuitive, but anyway, if I keep following speed 1, right? Because I already have 4.5 cents, I can have like surplus or room I can enjoy before I meet the break even. What's the point? Will be subtracting summation of the premium I receive. That's here, right? So break-even point, to break-even point, I can say X1 minus C plus P. That's for lower break-even point. The higher break-even point will be plus this one, right? This is parenthesis, and this is call, and this is put, right? Now, let me move on to the next slide. Now, let's go over on bull spread. Definition of bull spread is here. A currency bull spread is constructed by buying a call option for a particular underlying currency, and simultaneously at the same time we bought, but also we wrote we're writing a call option for the same currency with different exercise price, which should be higher than the previous one, right? And also the other writing, this bull spread can also be constructed using put options. Here we use call option. In this case, bull spread is construct. By the way, right? Let me make the explanation in detail later. Bull spread constructed when a modest appreciation is expected. Modest appreciation. That's different from straddle. Straddle is significant both appreciation and depreciation. So key thing is modest, and bull is for appreciation. What about modest depreciation? Then it should be matched with bear spread, right? And this bull spread, firstly, it can be constructed with call option, and also it could be constructed by put option. That's another thing you have to bear in mind. Let's specify the option we can use here, right? So two option, right? We have two call option on underlying currency is Australian dollars, right? The first option has a strike price is 64 cent, 0.64, and premium for that 0.019. This is hard. Now let me read this, 1.9 cents, right? And second option has a higher strike price. By how much? 1 cent higher. And option premium become 0.015, is 1.5 cents, right? By the way, higher exercise call option with higher premium, it costs less than the call option with lower exercise price. That's a fact, right? And the speculator who want to construct the bull spread, the bull spreader buys both option by 50,000 units. And now, after he construct the bull spread, assumption is here, Australian dollar appreciate to 64.5 cents, right? Then what does happen for him or to his payoff? That's what it is. So if the underlying Australian dollar become this one, right? This option is out of the money, but this one in the money, right? So he can exercise this option, right? At this price, he can sell the underlying asset he acquired by exercising that option. He can sell this one. So selling price of Australian dollar and purchasing price using the call option, it costs this one, right? He will make a gain, and he have to subtract the premium paid for call option because he purchased this one. But he has to add another call option premium. Why? Because he sold this one, right? Buying a call option with lower underlying price, but he simultaneously write a call option with a higher exercise price, right? So he got the revenue, right? So there are two costs from exercise from the first call option he purchased and revenue selling underlying asset acquired by exercising the first call option and the premium he paid for the second option. His net profit become 0.1 cent. If the price become this 64.5 cents. Let me move on to the next slide. And if the price goes further up, appreciate, right? 70, you can do the same math here, right? And here, as I showed you in Straddle, the payoff from buying call and selling call separately and adding up here, right? That's what your textbook says or teaches you, but I'm going to take the different way. And let me move on to the next one. The key thing is constructing this payoff. The key thing, break-even point, right? Think about these two. First exercise price, another exercise price. The payoff, the minimum is 0.4 cents. Why was it? Because you bought this call option, it cost $1.09. You sold this call option and you got the revenue $1.05. So you paid this one, it become cost. You got the revenue from this second option by selling it, right? So what's your net cost? Gonna be minus 0.4 cents. That's what it is, right? We have two kind of kink point for two different exercise price. That's the only three things you have to bear in mind. Now let me make my own explanation. So let me summarize. We have two options. First option, exercise price is 0.64. Second option with a higher exercise price, right? The premium for the first one, 1.9 cents, right? Premium for the second one is lower, 1.5 cents. By the way, 1.9 cents correspond to this one, 0.19. This one, 0.015, right? And the way you construct the call option, buy the lower exercise one, sell the higher exercise one, right? And the net cost to you, buying become cost, selling become a revenue, right? So it'll be minus 0.4 cents, right? We have two exercise price. First, let's imagine the payoff for each call option. Buying call option is like this one, right? And let's denote exercise price for that is this one. Selling call option, right? This is buying call option. Selling call option is this one, right? With higher exercise price. So higher exercise price is here. We can imagine this kind of payoff, right? Now we can separate the panel in three sections. 1, 2, 3, right? What are first section? We have flat from X2 call option. We have flat from first call option, right? So for the first section, the final shape will be flat. What about second one, middle? We have y equal x. We have y equals 0. So it will become y equal x, slope 1. What about third section? We have y equal minus x. Furthermore, we have one more. This should be keep continue. What is that? Y equal x. What about summing over these two? X and minus x. It will become 0. So flat once again, right? And every point for payoff is continuous. That's why I linked for these two king point, right? Now the key thing for us, right? What about the first area? Both options, are they in the money or out of the money? Out of the money. If the spot price stays below X1, both options become invalid, of no use. Meaning, you only spend certain money. How much you spend on that? You bought, you paid $1.09, but you earn something, $1, 1.5 cents. So your net cost is 0.4 cents. So I can say the level for this one is 0.004 with minus, right? What about this point? Will be 0.64. What about there? We know this is 0.65. Now, let's imagine this triangle, right? For this one, right? What's the height for this one? We have a triangle. That triangle has two sides. These two sides exactly the same because the slope is 1. Slope is 1. The length should be matched by the same magnitude of height, right? What's the length? The gap between these two. How much is it? That's 1 cent. Mathematically speaking, that's this one, right? This is 1 cent. What about this one? This should be another 1 cent. I'm not isosceles triangle. That's the terminology. In Korean, 이등변 삼각형. Let me speak in a little bit in Korean. 여러분 이게 이등변 삼각형이에요. 그러면 얘하고 얘가 이등변인데 같아야 되죠. 왜? 기울기가 1이니까. 고등학교 때 y는 x 해봐. 어느 점을 우리가 뽑건 얘하고 얘는 이등변이야. y는 x는. 아닌지는 고등학교 책 다시 보든지 생각해 보세요. 자, 1 cent, 1 cent. But we start instead of 0, we start from minus 0.4 cents. Then what about the height is here? 1 cent minus 0.4 cents, right? So this one I can say like 0.6 cents. 0.6 cents, another one, 0.006, right? And after that, flat at the same level, right? Now let me, can I redo this one? It should not be easy. I don't know how to clear up. Can I clear? Oh, I can do that, right? Now let me draw that again. This is x1, this is x2, right? This is 0.64, this is 0.65. The starting point is minus 0.004, right? This is 0.01, and we can imagine another triangle, right? With the same two sides, right? Isosceles triangle. So this one is 0.01, but starting from here, the height is here 0.006, right? So the shape is like this. After x2 is another flat, right? Now, what's the break-even point? That's my another question. And we can imagine another isosceles triangle is here, right? What's this height? Is this one. Then what about this one, length? You can add this 0.4 cents to x1, right? So break-even point to become x1 plus 0.4 cents. How do we come up with the 0.4 cents? This is what? The premium you paid for the first call option minus premium received from the second call option. That's a break-even point. Here, right, adding these two, mathematically speaking, this one 0.644, right? Now, let me remind you the terminology I mentioned at the beginning of this bull spread slide. Modest appreciation. If you expect that you want to construct this bull spread, right? Is it modest appreciation? Right. If it appreciate like 0.7, then you'd better not construct this bull spread. By how? Not selling this one. Just purchasing the lower exercise one. Your payoff will be greater, right? So the reason you are constructing this one, you expect modest appreciation. Appreciation is a good thing, but just for this short range, modest range, from the deviation, if we assume starting from x1, right? And another question, why some person want to construct this bull spread? Because he only had an expectation modest appreciation. So what? If that turns out true, the good thing, for x1 call option, he paid $1.09. But every option has an expiration day. Within 3 months, appreciation will surely happen, but the extent should not be great. Should be modest, right? If we got strong belief in this, then for him, saving cost for purchasing this call option would be the best one. How? By selling another call option, which is x2. This is when he purchased. If he sells, it's this one. By selling, he become risky if the spot price go beyond x2, right? But this risk is covered by what? From the first call option which he purchased. So for this third dimension, the risk and his gain is exactly cancelled out, right? And also, he can save the cost because by selling that call option, he received this one. So his gross cost could be saved up to 0.4 cents. That's why he want to construct if his outlook on this Australian dollar just restricted to modest appreciation within a month or 3, which correspond expiration day. Let me get back to the original one. So now you can see here break-even point is the same number I mentioned there, right? The highest one is here, 0.6 cents. The minimum is 0.4 cents, right? And let me go over another one. I mentioned that you can construct what? This bull spread using put option too, right? Now let me go over this one. Suppose two put option on Australian dollar as below are available. The first put option has a strike price of 64. The same one is here, X1. And the second put option has a strike price, the same one, 64, right? But the premium for the first one now become lower, 1.5 cents. For the second one, premium increase 1.9 cents, right? For the call option, the premium for this lower exercise one was higher. That's a property of call option, right? Because the area you can gain for the lower exercise one, for the call will be bigger. For the higher exercise one, you can enjoy this area. But for the lower exercise one, you can have the bigger, larger, positive payoff area. That's why your premium for the lower exercise call option become higher. And same analogy applied to here. Put option, think about this one. This kind of payoff, right? This is X1 and X2. Put option, the falling price is good news. What about the second one? You have a greater area. You can enjoy the increasing benefit compared to this X1. So this premium, the order is reversed, right? Bear in mind that. Now let me construct a payoff for this put option on separate sheet. So here what I'm saying, X1 put option exercise price 0.64, it costs 1.5 cents. X2, which is a put option with a higher exercise price, which is 0.65, has a higher option premium, right? Now the order is the same, applying order. The lower exercise one you have to buy, whether it is call or put. And the higher exercise one you decide to sell. Let me speak in Korean. 자, 그래서 불 스프레드는 푸시건, 콜이건 exercise price의 deviation을 두고 그 다음에 lower exercise 무조건 buy하고 higher를 무조건 sell 하는 겁니다. 안 믿기더라도 그렇게 하세요. Now let me draw the payoff graph separately for lower exercise one and then higher exercise one. Buying put option is this one, right? This is buying put option, exercise price X1. What about selling put option? Selling put option should be this way. And here with a higher exercise price, right? Now we can separate the panel into three sections. Think about what's the lowest part? Y equal minus X, Y equal X. So both cancel out. So we will have a what? For the first section, flat. What about second section? We have Y equal X, we have Y equal 0. Will be this one once again. For second section. What about third section? Both put option become OTM, out of the money. So it will be flat again, right? So it looks weird, amazingly, but it becomes the same shape as in the case when using call option. Now the level of the payoff. You spend this one for buying, you own this one for the put option. Think about the case when you construct the bull spread buy call. You cost 1.9 cents. You got the revenue 1.5 cents. So you spend 0.4 cents. What about here? You will have 0.4 cents revenue because you are buying cheaper one, you are selling expensive one, right? And the case in the call option, I start the 0.4 from left hand side, like first section with this one. The reason I did that, you have to start with an area OTM for both options. Call, right? This is OTM. This is ITM. What about here? This is OTM, right? And here, both call shows OTM. So I started from here. What about in this case? Where is OTM? Not here. Both of them are working. What about third dimension? Both of them become of no use, OTM. So OTM means what? Only reception and payment of premium survive. That's the only valid thing. That's why. So here, OTM, your earning become 0.004, right? And the slope is 1, meaning we can imagine isosceles triangle once again, right? And this length is 1 cent, so the height should be 1 cent, meaning this one is 0.006 cents, right? So a little difference compared with call option. Why? The level. Call option was here 0.4 cents minus. So it goes up to 0.6 cents, right? But in put option cases, right, it's like shifting down a little bit by how much? 0.2 cents. That's the difference. But other than every other thing exactly becomes the same, right? Let me get back to the lecture note. So, bull spread gain is limited to difference between the strike price minusing difference in option price, whereas maximum loss is the difference in option price. Gain is limited, maximum loss is difference in option price. Difference in option price. This is 0.4 cents, right? That's what this one says. Maximum gain limited to difference between the strike price, this is 1 cent, and minus difference in option price, right? So this is maximum gain. So it's less than 1 cent because 1 cent, the difference between two strike price minus difference in option price, right? Maximum loss limited to difference in option prices, right? That's what it is. Currency bear spread. I will shortly mention this one, and by doing that, I want to finish today's lecture. Actually, I told you this bull spread. So I can say you got a long bull spread. What about the other counterpart? When you buy this one, when you sell this one, the other one sell this one. The other guy should buy this one. So as I said, this is zero-sum game, right? If you lose 0.4 cents, the other guy is gaining positive 0.4 cents, right? If you start on, he start to lose. Up to where? Your maximum is 0.46 cents. What about him? Minus 0.6 cents, right? And this corresponds to bear spread. And the antonym of bull become bear, antonym of bear become a bull, right? Let me speak in Korean to the Korean students. 여러분, 그러니까 황소는 좋은 거고 황소장, 이거는 곰장이지 뭐. 우리나라는 저기 단군 신화가 곰인데 베어가 나쁜 거네. 그래서 나중에 뉴욕 가게 되면 뉴욕 스탁 익스체인지 앞에 금으로 된 황소상이 있어요. 거기 아마 황소의 코를 보세요. 중국 사람들이 그 금상의 코를 만진 복이 온다고 해서 하도 만져서 다 달아져 있어. 어쨌든 이 불 스프레드를 여러분이 좋은 주식장이라고 이렇게 외우라고 하려고 그런 거고요. 다시 영어 수업으로 돌아가겠습니다. Now here, as I said, right, if you are constructing long bull spread, the other counterpart is constructing bear spread, right? Then let me ask to you, why the other counterpart is construct bear spread? Because he expect modest depreciation. You construct a long bull spread because you expect modest appreciation. Trade occurs between two parties as long as both of them has opposite outlook on the value of underlying asset in future. Let me speak in Korean. 누구는 집을 팔고 누구는 집을 사죠. 한 사람은 떨어질 거다 믿으니 팔고 한 사람은 오를 거다 믿으니까 사죠. 그런 겁니다. So, summarize, the barrier spread is nothing more than the opposite case or counterpart of bull spread constructor, right? That's my summarize in essence. Now, I left this one to you to study by yourself. For this one, right? This is 0.4 cents, same particular exercise. We start minus 0.4, right? Break-even point was the same. We go up to 0.6 cents. So the bearish spread holder will construct this one. Once again, this is zero-sum game. Zero-sum game, right? And let me skip this one. Right. The reason I make this assignment to you, and I'm fixing this one, not this one. This is May 4th, after Monday class. And furthermore, I will cancel out this Thursday class, right? Because this is Korean holiday, right? So I will not post online video on Thursday. You can take the break, but I ask you to do the homework. You can turn it on this e-class, right? As you did before. Or if you don't know, please chat on our, how do I call? Is it KakaoTalk? Then our TA let you know how to post your answer, your homework, right? And then I'm going to finish this week's lecture, and I wish to see you the next Monday, not this Thursday. Let me speak in Korean. 자, 그러면 이번 주 30일은 제가 휴강하는 겁니다. 그래서 온라인이 없고요. 여러분은 이 홈워크를 하시고 그 다음 주 월요일에 저랑 동영상으로 다시 수업을 하겠습니다. 그리고 그 월요일 날 끝날 때까지 홈워크는 해서 이 클래스로 제출하십시오. 알겠죠? 자, 이걸로 마치겠습니다. 좋은 한 주 되세요.